The journey started 2 years ago. I think it was with the MES project. So we were involved with the UBIN project, which was to figure out a way to do interbank payments using digital currency. That evolved into a very specific project in 2018 that we did on interledger operability. So SGX, we actually filed a patent on that. That was basically how do you get an asset transferred from one blockchain to another. So at the end of that, then we thought, is there some real use case for this technology? So what we did was we unpacked the distributed ledger. So as you know, distributed ledger is not one monolithic technology. There's components to it, right? So we looked at the various consensus and smart contracts, and we determined that the asset class we would choose would be fixed income because, as you know, I think that's a pretty paper-driven and that there's a lot of things we could look at in that space. But we chose to use smart contracts. So what we've done is we partnered with DAMO and, of course, HSBC to basically do an end-to-end lifecycle mapping of how an asset lives in terms of its rights and obligations from its inception to its redemption, right? So it's a very practical way of looking at it. I remember instructing my team not to look at the mechanics of the ledger, but to actually focus on the business logic, because I felt that if we could capture enough of the business logic of what actually is a fixed income asset onto a smart contract and have that trigger the workflows, we have improved the lives significantly of the people that actually have to interact with us, right? So it was very much a workflow consolidation and automation drive, and I would say that we are blockchain ready. So our platform can leverage a blockchain if required for the data distribution, but at the moment we're not using it, right? Because from what I've studied, it's still fairly complex, and the cost to value ratio of the technology does not fit the use case that we're doing at the moment. But that's not to say we won't use it. I think SGX as a whole, we adopt a very nuanced approach to technology. So if you want a specific outcome from a digitalization journey, then let's ask ourselves what will bring us to that outcome. And rather than just saying, let's take a technology and see what outcome we can get. So when you actually focus on what you want, which was to give our DCM guys a better life, basically they wanted a screen to see where the bond was. They wanted to see allocations. They wanted to see distributions. You don't need a lot of heavy, hardcore frontier technology to do that. And I think my last point would be that personally, I am bullish about DLT as a whole. I think it is something that underneath it all, underneath the fluff and the misconceptions and all the misunderstandings, there is a very brilliant new paradigm. But that's still in a very nascent stage, right? So I think the unfortunate thing about blockchain is that a lot of people talking about it haven't actually worked with it. So that leads to a lot of one-liners and two-liners, which I keep telling people. Some of these technologies have reached a stage where they cannot be distilled into PowerPoint bullets. You really have to go deep and see how you can manage this technology.